You.
So thank you for joining us tonight. This is one of our regular, semi-regular knit and chats. What do we call this? Knitting chat? I think we called it knitting chat.
Knit and chat.
Knit and chat.
Knit and chat. Knit and chat.
Yeah.
Knit. Which is more important? Which comes first?
Which comes first?
The chicken or the egg?
Right.
The knit or the chat?
Both. Yeah. So we talked about, maybe calling it like coffee talk or sofa talk, but that didn't play so well with the keywords. It had to have knitting in there, or it's right. Nobody's going to love it, right? It doesn't get any love on the search engines. Hi, Gwen. How are you?
Hi, Gwen.
So we are we're just kind of knitting our stuff here, right? What are you knitting on? Oh, can you tell us? You can. Oh, you can. Well, not really. Sort of. You can show.
Okay.
You can show it.
I'm
going to have you show. I'm going to change your camera here, so I'm going to make you show, right?
Well.
All right. So there you are.
It's not terribly exciting, but it's basically stockinette.
Right.
But it's an alpaca soft decay, which is one of my favorite yarns.
It is beautiful.
And it's a preview of a sweater. Can I say what type of sweater?
Yeah, sure.
It's this preview of a man's vest that's going to be in the new Rowan magazine for the fall.
So exciting.
Yes.
It's going to be
My husband is really quite excited.
He does a lot of vests, doesn't he? Yeah. All right. So, hey, ladies. Hi, Rita. Hey, Evelyn. Hey, Carolyn. How are you doing, Carolyn? Oh, my goodness. And Jal, nice to see you guys. I am working on my Elan top. This is the one that I wrote about in the newsletter. I've had quite a lot of issues with it, as you know, but making pretty good progress. What is that, about 6 inches? I know Rita's about done with hers. She's ready to separate for the sleeves, of course, right? This is the one that was worked in the round, and I got, I don't know, about maybe, it wasn't so bad. It was maybe an inch in, and it was twisted.
Yes.
Have you ever done that?
Yes.
Have you?
Yes.
Like on a sweater or just a hat?
On a sweater. I did it once on a sweater. I was making a sweater for my granddaughter because, I don't do a lot of in the round stuff. And this was an in the round bottom up, split at the sleeve,
right?
Like the underarm thing. And I think I actually, I got about, maybe 15 rows done.
Oh,
go around, on the thing. And I thought, this just isn't working.
Right.
What's going on here? I was like, oh, drat.
Right. All the things you want to say.
All drat.
Drat. Did you actually say drat?
I don't think so. You know me better than that.
Yeah, yes. But this is a G-rated show.
Right. Yeah. So drat.
Drat. Yes, absolutely. Drat. Oh, hey, Terry. Nice to see you. Hi, guys. Oh, my goodness. How nice it is to see everybody. Hey, Gail. Hey, Betty. Norma. Polly. Oh, my goodness. All our friends are here.
All our friends are here.
Yes. It's just like knitting with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm working on this one, but I, too, am working on a special secret that I will share with you because you guys are special. So here's the deal. The Rowan line launches September 1st.
Nice.
Yep. So that's very exciting. So those of you who are here for the retreat, I don't know, I might happen to show you some of the things.
Might get a sneak.
I might get a sneaky
peek.
Just a tiny sneaky peek. Yes. So that's super exciting. But
don't tell the people at Rowan.
It's different. It's different. I'm not selling it online, right? And honestly, they know that. So since we're a flagship store, they're shipping all of the yarn like tomorrow. I think it's already been shipped. So, they know that if we're putting it up in the store, right? It's not like they're no, they get it.
It's got to get displayed.
It's got to get displayed. That's why they ship it to us early so that we're ready on September 1st.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing: is that they sent us 4 projects. They send us yarn and patterns for 4 projects so we could get busy on working on them. And it's so perfect. Okay, so 4 projects, 4 people on the team.
Do you think they knew that?
No, I don't think so. Maybe they did. I don't know. But it's so funny because one of them is in big wool, which I love. I'm like the only one on the team that really is excited about working on big needles. So I took that one. I'm like, I can make progress on that, right? And hi, Colleen. Nice to see you. And Ginny got the man's vest in Alpaca Soft Decay. Your favorite.
My favorite, or one
Right?
of my favorites. Yes, it definitely is one of my favorite yarns.
And Mary got the accessory.
She got the accessory. Yes.
And what's that knit in?
God, what?
I don't think it was felted tweed.
No.
It wasn't kid silk case, was it?
I don't think so. You should just,
I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
But she got that one.
And then there's the other sweater.
Right. Jenny May loves to knit in the round. It's an in the round sweater. So actually, I don't think Jenny's knitting that. That's right.
You told me?
Heidi, yes. Heidi is knitting that. So Heidi is a lovely, lovely, incredibly good knitter. And she taught socks for us when Jenny could not. And I still think she's just an amazing sock teacher and teacher all around. She's led several knit-alongs. If you've been in the shop, I think she led the night shift knit-along. Anyway, lovely, lovely, talented knitter and fast
knitter.
Fast knitter.
Yes,
she's going to be done before.
She's going to be finished. She's going to be finished with this full sweater that has sleeves and all that sort of stuff. And
before we get before I get my size 15 needle project done. But I was thinking about on mine. I'll show you mine. So I'm excited about it. Hey, Valerie. So I can show you this. I did this. So gang, I did this in like a week. This is the back. Oh, almost the back. So the sleeves start here. But oh my gosh, look how fast. I love this.
I did this in about a week.
Shut up.
I was on an airplane.
I'm also
sitting in an airport.
You're also not knitting this and having to rip it out. So I've been putting this on hold thinking, I can just zip this up, but I think I better get on this. Huh? I think I'm going to start on this again. Yeah. But it is really lovely to knit with. Oh, I love it. All right. Mary Hansen just came online. Kid Classic.
Kid Classic? Ah, okay. So it wasn't Kids of Codes, Kid Classic. Yes.
Kid Classic. Yes. Good. So we're going to have 4 already made up samples by the time the thing launches.
Yes.
Or thereabouts.
Almost. Or just about done.
Right. They're nice that way. They send you things that they know that you can knit up in a pretty reasonable time. Hi, Dottie. How are you? I'm just going to stand like this for you, Dottie. Dottie. It's an inside joke.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I was looking at some pictures. I was trying to find some pictures because we're doing, I'm so happy. Crazy for You is being featured on the Rowan flagship thing. So I have pictures. So I have to have pictures for them. So I was looking through pictures, finding pictures of the shop. And I found this picture. I'm going to try to find it to share with you guys. Since I'm at the shop, I don't have quite the same setup, so I can't like share my screen. But anyway, it was a picture of me and Ginny. There are a lot of pictures of me and Ginny.
I've been around for a long time.
Yeah, well, clearly I have too. I think that's cool.
No, I meant in the shop.
That's what I meant too.
No.
What were you thinking?
Been around a long time.
Were you thinking I was insulting you? I would never do that.
No,
I would never. So we have, and there are like a ton of pictures of like all of us. And Mary, I love that. I was talking to somebody and I said, this team has been together. The most recent addition to the team was Jenny. And that was 2012. So I love that. So, we have
we've been
We've been together.
We've been together for a long time. So.
Some marriages don't last that long.
True.
I'm not sure my first marriage lasted.
No, don't go there.
Oh my goodness. Hi, Shelly. How are you? Okay. So anyway, we were looking at some of these older pictures and we were talking about how, some of those were just not right. But some actually, that's what the picture that we were looking at
that was the one.
Was me wearing that white sweater that
Lizette.
Yes, that you perhaps
I think it was called Lizette.
Not the optimal one. But there are a ton of sweaters that Ginny has done over the years that are still an integral part of her wardrobe. So I asked her to bring some of those. And I actually have the email with the links, and I'll put those in the description after this is over. Since this is live, it doesn't allow me to post those things to the description,
right.
But I will put them in the description when this is over and you can see them. So take it away.
Okay. Well, the one I didn't send a link for is I decided when I was going through all of these things and going through the sweaters in my closet, there's an interesting phenomenon, which is kind of going through getting excited about a particular designer.
Yes.
And then making a bunch of stuff by this particular designer. And then you move on to another designer.
You kind of get
on a kick.
What is that called? A jag.
A jag.
Get on a jag.
Right. So when my very first sweater that I purchased, or actually my husband purchased the yarn for me, he came in and it was, I think, for my birthday that he came in and talked to Ellen, and Ellen knew that I had been looking at some yarn and stuff. And so that's what he ended up getting.
Which one is that?
To Ellen. And it was, if I can find it. It was.
Oh.
Remember this one?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So this was
silky wool.
Silky wool, Elspeth Lovold, and if I recall, this was called Borg something. I looked them all up, but can you see that? I hold it up to this particular camera here.
Wait, that camera needs to go on here. Hang on. All right. Let me see if I can make this work with my laptop.
Right.
Yeah, there you are.
So anyway, all the things that I kind of love.
Right.
Cables, it's a long jacket.
You see
and
that?
I mean, this truly is from about 2006, maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
Even 2005. It was before I was working here, so it had to be pre 2007.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
this is such a nice yarn.
And
it's so light.
Still wear it. I still wear it. So, and it was in a particular book, and so the book and the yarn was a gift to me. And then the next one I made out of that same book was this one. Again, lots of cables and stuff. And this is called Hild. I remember that this was called Hild.
She is Swedish, isn't she?
I think so.
Elspeth Lovold, Swedish, or
no,
Mary, is she Danish?
No, I think she's Norwegian, isn't she?
I don't know.
But a lot of Scandinavian kind of cabling things. So, and then I did several others. I mean, there was a summer book, and I did a couple of summer tops. Out of them.
Yeah, that's why
there were several summer books. Right? So
okay, I'm going to hold this up to the screen. Can you see this? Let's see. Can you see that? That is Ginny Stein in one of those. This is on my phone. That's the one. Yeah, that's the summer one.
Right.
Right. I'm trying to find that one of me and you together against the wall where I'm wearing that white sweater.
Wear the white sweater, right?
Yeah.
So, but every now and again, I will look at something and I'll think, oh, I ought to make that. And then I get it done. And then I have this kind of, what were you thinking? Why on earth did you think that this would be something that would look good on you?
Yes, I'm trying to. Here we go. That's this. Okay, so do you see the white sweater?
Yeah.
It's a baby doll style sweater. I'm wearing it. Ginny knit it, and it has a little tie. It's very cute.
It's so cute.
It's very cute. And it it has this little tie that went under the bust line.
Yeah.
And
a little Ampere.
It's so everything you aren't.
Yes.
It's so, I mean, it's not really even me. I
No.
mean, but it's way
No,
not
I
you.
don't know.
It's way not you.
Yes, it's definitely was not me. So
What were you thinking?
I
What was
can't
on
imagine
your
what
mind?
I don't know. Maybe it was just that I wanted to do something with the yarn. I had the yarn and I wanted to do something with the yarn.
But why that? It was
know.
empathy. I mean,
It
there's
was empathy. I
so
love
many
empathy,
things
I
you could
think.
do with
Yeah,
empathy.
right. Yes, but I don't know. It was like, oh, that looks cute on her.
Right. So we talk about that. We talk about this a lot.
Yes.
We talk about this
Right.
a lot in the shop
Oh,
and in the club
Uh-huh.
about your personal style and
Right.
how to make sure. I mean, there's so many ways that sweaters can go wrong, right? Before you knit them.
Before you knit them.
Right?
Mhm.
Before you knit them.
So-
And I mean, this is something that, I've talked about it before on the podcast that Sally Melville talked about. Remember when she came here?
Yep.
First choices, basic shapes,
Mhm.
right?
So, and given that I've always worn relatively classic clothing,
Tailored.
tailored clothing,
Tailored
clothing, right? When I go off the grid and end up with something that's kind of fluffy and
Floaty,
ruffly,
drapey. Yeah, that sweater was a little.
It was like,
yeah.
So there have been a couple of times when I have done that, and mostly I catch myself of like, this isn't going to work.
Right.
Just rip it out and do it again on something, do something different. So, but yeah, that's one of the really great things about yarn.
Yeah, it's not
Right.
like fabric.
Not like fabric where you cut the pieces out and what are you going to do with them now other than sew them together or trash them or cut something even smaller out of that little piece. But
so-
yarn, you can just take it all apart.
Right.
You know?
It's so forgiving.
It is so forgiving and you can use it again. You can just kind of wash it off.
It never judges you.
No.
It never says, boy, you were
Stupid.
stupid. What were you thinking?
Well, every time, when you feel if it's hanging there looking at you, yes.
Well, I mean, after it's been knit.
After it's
Yeah.
been knit. Yeah.
What is it about unknitting things? It's so hard to do. I mean, whether you've got an inch done or the whole sweater,
Right.
it's so frustrating.
Well,
What is that?
I don't find that frustrating.
Really?
Yeah, no, I don't find it frustrating because I always figure that the time that I have spent knitting, that it's good quality time because it's time for me, it's time for relaxation.
Mhm.
And so I don't feel like I'm wasting my time, even if I have to rip a whole sweater out. Just don't mind because there's something new out there
Saint
that I can do.
Ginny, this is her halo. And Norma agrees with you. She says the same
Yes,
thing.
Norma, thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, Norma. I don't know if I've ever done that. I'm just a wastrel.
You just have
I'll just throw it out.
just
Or
throw it
give
out.
I
Or
have
give it
given
away.
I've given
I've given
many
things
many
away.
things
I've
away.
given a bunch of stuff
Right,
away.
because there's always someone who's gonna like it or that it's gonna look good on.
No, well,
right?
after it's completely done.
That's
then
what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
no, but actually, I have taken a full sweater out.
Have you? So that's something Amy Soderbergh has done. You remember Amy? Amy,
Yeah.
of course you do.
Yeah.
Amy's in Pittsburgh now.
Yes,
You knew that, right?
I knew. Yes. I
Yeah,
did.
she called our Tuesday night group. It was so nice.
Oh.
But she has taken sweaters like completely apart. This is when you know that you have woven your ends in really, really well.
Yes, that you have done a wonderful seaming job because it's a real pain to try and find your ends.
Right.
Yeah. So
Right.
You've done a wonderful job. So,
But that whole personal style thing, I think that's a very mature place to be in life. I mean, and some people get it right off. I mean, so I just picked Colton up from the train station. He had a week with his girlfriend. Did you know that?
Oh, I didn't know that.
He
Well, I
went-
was gone.
Yeah, you were gone. So he went to New York.
Yeah.
So his girlfriend lives in LA. Her sister goes to school in New York, and her parents were there, and they invited him up.
In the city.
Yes, in the city. They stayed in the Bowery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anyway, he was telling me about her. Colton has a very strong sense of personal style already, even though he's 20, right?
Yeah.
And and it sounds like she does as well. Like like I asked him, I don't know why I asked these questions, but I'm like, well, they went to some speakeasy. And I said, well, what do you wear to a speakeasy? I've never been to a speakeasy. And he told me what he wore and what she wore. And she had on like a little dress and short boots and I don't know, a hat or something. And I thought, she has a real developed sense of personal style, doesn't she? And she's only 21. But yeah. So, I mean, but I think it's hard. Sometimes I think, I don't even know what my personal style is, but
Well, actually, my husband and I were talking about this, not, this evening before I came over here, about talking about style and, because he said, what's all that stuff?
Right.
And I think part of my style was forced on me as a kid, as a teenager, because of my height. And in the day when I was a teenager,
right.
there were not many choices of clothing. I wore boys' shirts because the sleeves were not long enough for me
On
a girl's blouse. And I wore boys' jeans when I was allowed to wear jeans. Couldn't wear it at school, but after school I wore boys' jeans because the legs weren't long enough for me of the girls' things. The one good thing about those days was that you would roll up your pants.
Right.
So that part worked. But I think I just, Katharine Hepburn in her pantsuits was really
yeah. Yeah.
She was classic. Right?
So I don't know. I mean, we talked about this a little bit about the Kibbe body types.
Yeah.
Right. And how you're a dramatic. Right. I mean, you are. Think about it. I mean, there's stuff you can carry that, Katie, my Katie, could never wear. Right.
In fact, with my husband, he said there was a store when we lived in Virginia before we moved here. It was not far from Tyson's Corner, and there was a store at Tyson's called Shepherds of Australia, and I loved the clothes that they sold, and I had a number of outfits that I purchased from Shepherds, and it wasn't that they were out sort of unusual. The fabrics were crazy. They were bright and splashy, but the cut of all of the clothes was truly tailored.
Right.
They were, pants that were tapered pants before tapered pants were in.
Cigarette pants.
Sorry.
Right.
And, long tunicky type things with
How very Ginni.
elbow sleeve, sort of thing, but not flowy.
Right.
They were
right.
really, they were kind of, I wore one of those outfits to my son's wedding.
Right.
I think my daughter-in-law thought was a little much for the mother of the groom, who was supposed to wear beige.
No, fade into the background.
And fade into
don't
the
you
background,
know?
right. So, no, I was in bright pink and blue patterned
Good.
dress.
Yes. Well,
dress.
You're not a fade in the background girl.
No.
Not at your height.
Not at my height. You're gonna
see. You're a dramatic.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's cool.
But that's it, But they're always kind of tailored, the tailored look. So
Yeah.
that's why the fluffy stuff with the the flouncy things.
Right.
No, not for me.
Yeah. And I think knowing your own personal style, you look in your closet, what do you put on that makes you feel fabulous? And I mean, it's so hard. It's so hard when you see something that looks so cute on the model. On the model.
Mm-hmm. And then you just have to sort of step back and say, but that's not me.
Right.
Vest. I'm not the model.
Right. That vest that I gave to Barbara Bouchon.
Yes.
That would have been great on you. It was a little short. But yeah. Mm-hmm. But that was a great.
But I do have a vest that you gave me.
Yes. Another one cut just exactly the same. I should know better. I'm not tailored.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I'm really not. Mm-hmm. I like things either really tight or really floaty.
Or really floaty. Right. Mm-hmm. And you have several things that have kind of a ruffle.
Right. I like the kind of floaty
sort of
sleeves.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you feel silly in those, don't you?
They get in the way.
Oh, they do. I don't care. They're not practical.
They're not
practical
right,
at all.
They're not practical.
So, all right, let's see what else you got.
Okay, so what else? So anyway, so I went through my Elspeth Level training, and then we had a lot of things with Chris Bilsma, if you remember Chris
Yes,
Bilsma.
of course.
Right? And so there was the vest. Now Ellen has one of these as well. Ellen is pink.
This
Ellen's
works
is
for
pink.
us. Yes.
This works for us.
This
right?
works for both
Right,
of us
so-
because it's really tight.
Right, yeah. So,
Yeah, that's cute.
but again, notice the cables again.
I'm putting a zipper in mine.
Yes, yes.
This
you said
wouldn't
you-
this
you
be
said you were
cute with
going
a
to.
zipper? I bought a zipper and I've pinned it in and I've basted it. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
need to sew it.
Mhm.
I want to point out Meredith said she has the same issue that drop shoulders. She loves drop shoulders, but they don't work for
They
her.
don't work.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, they don't work for me either. Right?
yeah,
Oh, and that one
you
of
know
my
that set-in sleeves are universally flattering, which is why the custom fit goes with it so well.
and this is another of the Chris Bilsma thing with you just took a bunch of yarns and you
You randomly
random for me, that random doesn't work, but I am not a random person, so
Ginny likes order.
I like order, yes. But I solved this
Yes.
though.
She forced order on herself.
I forced an order on myself. Well, I forced randomness is what I
Right,
did.
that's what I
I
meant.
forced randomness by cutting various lengths of all of the yarns and throwing them on the couch, and then standing with my back to the couch and reaching behind me and grabbing a piece of yarn and tying it to the next piece of yarn. So and making it into a ball. So I had a ball to work with, and it worked fine. It really worked fine.
Yeah, it
doing
looks
it
great.
that way. It
I
was
have to
random.
laugh because I have to tell this story on you. Remember the Rigolis shawl?
Yes.
This is a shawl with short rows, and the short rows, there's different shapes of short rows. It's really cute, and if I had my setup at home, I would show you. But there's this cute little shawl, and the designer says, most unhelpfully, choose which shape you like at random and put it in. Tell him what you did.
Okay, there were, and this was a mathematical problem. It was really very interesting because it was based on math, that if you had these various shapes, they would all work themselves into a triangle, no matter how you put those shapes together.
Is that true?
It is absolutely true. But there were, I believe, there were 5 shapes. There were 5 choices of what you were supposed to do, and you had to do one of each of those choices in that triangle area in order to do the Rigolis properly. And in fact, I taught a class on it, and so everybody who took the class, this is old story to you.
Nobody who took that class is on here. That was years ago, Jenny. Do you know how many
It
years ago that
It
was?
was years ago.
That was like 5
So-
years ago.
So not being able to be the random person and decide what I was going to do, I took a die, which has 6 sides, right? And I assigned a number to each of the 6 shapes. And then I threw the die on the table.
Because of
And if
what
it came
you
up
did.
2, then I went to that shape. So that meant the next time I couldn't have a 2, and I couldn't have a 6 because obviously there wasn't a 6, right? So there were only 5, right? So that's how I made my Rigolis. I was throwing the die so that I would get my way through all of the 5 shapes in
That's
each
true
triangle.
randomness.
I
mean,
well,
that's
that really was
true
random, right?
randomness.
Because you were throwing
Yes.
the thing in there. So, and again, I mean, it's beautiful. I still wear that, and I get compliments on it every single time I wear it. People go, "Oh, that's such a pretty shawl."
Would you make me one?
No,
It's very dramatic.
it is dramatic,
very
but
dramatic.
again, it is, it's a sort of a notched thing.
Yeah.
And so
This was like when short rows first started to
right,
be wow.
to be wow, yeah.
Right.
and people
Eveline, I
learning.
think Eveline made that, didn't she? Was she in
Could be.
that class?
Um,
I know she made it.
was making that. I think Emily was making a different one at the time. That was, I remember the blue and black one.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was
But
it?
that wasn't the Rigolis. That was
Oh,
the
okay.
Rigolis. That was
Dreambird, maybe.
yes, it was.
There was just like that. There's a whole
This whole
host
idea,
of those.
whole idea of the same
Right.
thing.
Whole host of
So,
those.
So this was another Chris Bilsma, and this truly is one of my favorites. This is the 24/7. I made this one, and it was 2 different yarns that were being held together, and I liked it so much that I decided I wanted another one, and I wanted it in black. And Ellen, if you recall, in order to we talk about gauge, in order to get gauge, right, I ended up carrying 3 different yarns
Right.
in order to get to the gauge.
Right. It was
Um,
black.
It's all black. It's all
Mhm.
black, but
Yeah.
but because it's the 3 different yarns, it has this sort of shading
Yeah.
in there because of
It's
it.
beautiful.
So, but anyway, so that was my Chris Bilsma period.
I have done a lot of
Yeah,
Chris Bilsma
Chris,
stuff.
yeah,
I
so
really. You did a solo.
I did a
also,
solo.
but you
That's
ripped
when
that out,
that's when
or
I
did
ripped
you?
out. I
Yeah.
took that apart because I used a silk yarn that grew and grew and grew
It was
and
hanging down.
grew, so that the armhole was down here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the
That
neckline
was
was down here.
unfortunate. That was a sea cell. So
The sea silk, yes, the sea silk. And so I took it all apart. I still have the yarn. I haven't done anything with it.
see, that's the frustrating thing.
That's the
I mean, you think you're working down your stash, and the next thing you know,
Yeah,
you've ripped it out
direct,
and
and
you have
it's
more
back
stash.
in your stash again.
Ew.
Yeah, so this is a Louisa Harding one. And this has felted a little bit with the washing that it's had over the years, but I do love
Yeah.
this. I just love this pattern. I love this style. This is it's a slight V-neck.
Yeah, that's a great
And
style.
a
This
little,
is a style you and I both can wear.
yeah. So I just
This is made of Mono Stel Uruguay silk blend, and
Mm.
it's interesting how this has. Do
Yeah.
you wash this in the washer?
It did not go in the washer, but it's been washed so many times. It's I think it's just because again, this is pretty darn old. This has been around
Yeah, like 2010.
at least. Yeah, at least. Right. So
When did Louisa Harding first go out on her own? Oh my, that was
yeah,
like 2008. I think that was like her second book. Was the red one?
it was
one
the
with
red book.
cover?
Yeah, it was the red book. Mhm.
Yeah, that's a
Right.
good looking book.
So let's see, what else have I got here still?
Yeah, Meredith, while we're waiting, I don't know what it is with the drop shoulders. They have been dominating the scene for forever. And I don't mean just in knitwear designs, although I can see why they would be popular in knitwear designs because they're so much easier to seam than a set in. But even ready to wear, you
Ready to-
see them in the stores. Everything has a drop shoulder. But I am understanding from the powers that be that drop shoulders are maybe going away and ready to wear. And we have a little more
good.
fitting.
Right.
But
So
you don't ever have to make it a drop shoulder. You can always kind of change that. I think it's trickier to fit a drop shoulder.
now I know Ellen also has this sweater.
I have 2 of those.
She has 2 of those, right? So
One of them I threw away.
this one is just this is a pure and simple pattern.
Top down in the round.
Top down in the round. Well, it's not really in the round.
Well, it's all in one piece.
It's all one piece.
Okay, so here's an example. Remember last week when we did the Noro trunk show? And we were talking about how the Noro striping is impacted by working in the round.
Right.
So here you have a whole big piece of fabric.
Turn around so you can see
Right.
the back.
Because this isn't just the fronts. I mean, this has got it's a wrap sweater.
It's a wrap sweater.
It's
So
really wide. See how this
narrow.
Yes. See how narrow the stripes are there, which is fine. I mean, that's totally okay. But here on the sleeve, you have a completely different like color blocking thing.
Right.
And
some people would be unhappy with this. But
some people would, right?
But
It's just an interesting phenomenon to note that this is why we have this.
If you're going to do something like this and you understand that that's going to happen, and you're okay with it, then go ahead.
Right.
If it's going to bug you, choose a
Then
different
not
yarn.
so much. Yeah.
Choose a different yarn.
This is a great sweater.
It is. I love this sweater. Yeah. And then I said, like, I started to talk about this. This is an old one.
Yes.
And I
When did
decided
you
I
make
would
that?
wear an old one. Well, I was just trying to think of it. I said to Ellen, I made this to wear to my grandson's rehearsal dinner when he got married, and that would have been in yeah. When did he get? He got married right after graduating from college.
Which grandson?
Chad.
Okay, so Chad graduated.
Chad will be
this year
31.
after.
Chad
Year
will be
before
31
Elizabeth.
in November.
So he graduated in 2013 because Elizabeth graduated in 14.
14, yes, that's right. Because he and Elizabeth were both at Carnegie Mellon, and he's now a daddy. He has a 4-year-old and an 18-month-old. So and we were just there to visit. So, but this was again, and this is sort of like when I made this. It was kind of like for a dressy thing, but everybody wears sparkles now. So
Yeah.
sparkle is in. Right?
Sparkle is always
Sparkle,
appropriate.
yeah, sparkle is.
Yes.
So, and then it said,
Ginny has several famous grandchildren.
not famous, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah. How would he be famous yet? Nobody knows who he is.
Well, they will.
So, but as I said, making this alpaca soft decay. It's one of my favorites, and this is one of my recent favorites that I did. This is Hollis, which I think
That's beautiful.
some of you may have seen.
Is this Kim Hargreaves?
This is Kim Hargreaves.
Her stuff is so beautiful.
This is,
Look at this is a very Kim Hargreaves kind of thing.
Mhm.
This falls squarely. God, this feels good.
Yeah.
Fun to knit and fabulous to wear. It's
Mhm.
not boring at all.
No,
I mean,
no.
you've got so
There's
many
lots of
things
stuff,
going
lots
on.
of stuff happening, right?
Which book is this from?
Oh,
Sorry. It's okay. We'll figure it out. I'll put it.
I did send you the link. For
Okay,
that
all
one,
right,
but
all right.
it,
This just gets nicer and nicer
Yeah.
as you wash it.
Yes, it does. I mean, this just feels good. I just love this.
This is beautiful, and this is a nice color.
Right. And
We have a
I'm
lot of alpaca soft decay coming in.
good.
Big palette.
And then the others that I've done I've done a bunch of custom fit.
Look at
So,
this.
There's an
This
old
is back in the day.
right.
I used to have my bags printed with my logo on them.
That was
That's so funny that you would have this still.
it's good for carrying sweaters around.
Clearly.
That's
M&S. 1884. Marks and Spence.
Marks and Spencer.
Spencer. Okay.
Right, Marks and Spencer. Let me tell you, go to Marks and Spencer. Bring your own bag because you got to pay for a bag there.
Really?
You do.
When
You
did
have
they
to.
start that?
Well, this was from like 20 when we
Oh,
were over there
yeah,
in
yeah.
2018.
Yeah.
So
They do that in the West.
Yeah.
Do they have that in Denver?
Yeah,
They have it
actually,
in Oregon.
yeah, yeah. But I thought that was interesting. That in a department store, because that you had to pay for your bag. So if
I
you
had a
did
lady in
regular-
the shop the other day say, apologize for not having your bag. And she held her hands out and I said, I'll give you a bag.
So
People reuse the bags.
people reuse the bags, obviously.
Obviously, yes. That is really old. That is so old. I
So
can't believe
anyway,
that.
so that's what I just sort of went through my closet. It was kind of fun going through my closet.
Was it?
and
Do
pulling
you ever
things
find
out.
stuff that you haven't worn and you wish you had?
Yeah,
should
there
be
was stuff in
wearing?
there that I hadn't worn for a while. And I thought, oh, you really need to get onto this in the fall, and we are ready to go back into, cooler weather. But, it's been too hot to be even thinking about a lot of winter stuff.
I
so
don't know.
far.
It's been really nice.
Well,
Let's
this
see.
week has been lovely.
Yes.
so-
Norma also likes the alpaca soft decay. You will be very pleased to know, Norma, that they have added additional colors
Mhm.
to that range. Did you see the link I sent? You probably didn't see that.
I have not
For the
seen that.
recording.
For the recording, yeah. No, I haven't had. I just got it. I got it at 5:30.
Oh, well, that's
Mhm.
probably when I sent it.
Oh,
Then I went and had a nap.
oh,
I was
okay.
so tired.
All right. So I didn't have a chance between 5:30 and now.
Right. So Ginny was showing us yesterday. Okay, how many of you are country music fans? I think this is so fun. Tell us in the chat if you're country music fans. I did not know who Cole Swindell was,
Nor did I.
but you probably do. Tell me in the chat if you know who Cole Swindell. Let's see. I wore flax yesterday. Oh, you couldn't get warm. Yeah, it's been chilly. You're in the mountains there kind of in Virginia. Okay, so Dottie knows who Cole Swindell is. Shelley knows who Cole Swindell is. Okay, so Cole Swindell is a brand new video, right?
Yes, he has a new album, and one of the songs that's on the album,
You had me at
You
Carolina.
Had Me at Heads Carolina.
Heads Carolina.
Or She Had Me at Heads Carolina.
She had me at Heads Carolina. Okay.
So there's a video, and my other grandson, who lives in Nashville with his wife, had done some. He had a portfolio. His wife convinced him. I think she was the one who convinced him that he should do some modeling. So he had this portfolio, and his picture got pulled from the portfolio.
He's in the video.
He was approached to participate in making this video for this Cole Swindell.
You're so modest.
Thing.
It's so cool.
Well, he didn't know what was going on. I mean, he went, he was like, oh yeah, sure, that sounds like fun. So he went and he did this shoot, and then it was like this whole thing of, oh my God, this is a person who is like one of the top country music singers of the day, which I didn't know, nor did most of my family, apparently.
You're more a rap girl.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. What's his name? Little Nas or something. Anyway, so, and it turned out that he had a ball doing this thing. And then when the finished product came out, which just came out over this past weekend, and we're looking at it, we're going, oh my God, Nate's like the star.
He's the main guy. He's the guy who gets the girl.
He's the guy who gets the girl.
And you look at him. Oh my God.
This little story, of the song, and it was like, oh wow, look at that.
He is just so flippin' adorable.
Right.
So if you look at that video, he's the one in the middle with the kind of longish, shaggy hair. He's just the one that you're like, oh, isn't he cute and wholesome looking? He's so cute.
Yeah. So he's in it with Cole, and he walks into a bar. That's the very beginning. The three guys walk into the bar, one of whom is Cole, one of whom is Nate, and I'm not sure
and
what
there's
the other
another
fellow's
guy
name.
who's a model.
He's
also.
a model actor, So
yeah.
So this was kind of a fun thing, and then he got approached. He did another shoot yesterday.
Did he?
The day before yesterday.
From a video?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Doesn't have any idea how what's going to go with that. But you just don't know. I mean, it could all end up on the cutting room floor. So you just don't know, because they just do it over and over and over again. So,
well, I think part of it is he's really cute, but part of it is he's just so incredibly unaffected.
So
he's just so relaxed. He's just like, very natural in there.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
He was having a ball.
Yeah, I think we should all watch that. Give it a thumbs up. Say, hey, Nate, you're so cute. We love you, Nate. Would that be fun? Yeah. Make that video go viral. Probably already has.
I think it already is.
A million likes. Let's see how many likes it has. I'll have to look and see. So isn't that fun? All right. I finished something. I'll go get it.
Okay.
You be you.
I'll be me. So I was actually thinking about today, and I just flew back from Colorado. We were out visiting the family that was out there, and we were talking. Ellen said we talk about style and trending and that sort of thing. And I'll tell you, it's really interesting sitting in an airport.
What did you see?
Looking at what people are wearing. And somebody said to me, do you remember when we used to get dressed up to get on an airplane?
Right. Right.
Let me tell you, they don't get dressed up anymore. There was a young man who walked by, and he was wearing a red T-shirt and these printed cotton pants that had like elastic around the ankle area.
Pajamas.
That's what I thought. I swear I have seen those pajamas on a rack in Target.
He's comfy. But that generation, Elizabeth, I mean, she flies in sweats.
Well, given that it was really warm, there were an awful lot of short shorts and like running shorts, the cut ones. Those are apparently back in style.
You didn't have on your running shorts?
I did not have on my running shorts. No, I had on my old lady jeans.
Your old lady jeans. Do you wear old lady jeans? No, you don't.
they're jeans on an old lady. So they're old lady jeans.
Oh my goodness. Rita says her favorite thing to do is people watch at an airport.
Yes. Yes.
You
Mhm.
got to have your knitting though, so you
Oh,
don't
yeah.
look like you're watching
No,
anybody.
right.
People think you're just some old
You're
lady
knitting,
knitting,
right.
right? So I finished this. I'm very proud of this. I finished this in 2 weeks. This is a sweater that I set the deadline on. Is this fun? Can you see this? This is on a size 15 needle. This is called the slouchy pullover.
The slouchy pullover. Very
This is
in.
a
Slouchy
drop
look.
shoulder.
Slouchy look.
I'm sorry, Meredith, you might not like this because this is a drop shoulder, but this is a design by Church Mouse. I like Church Mouse.
Yeah.
You know, they were a yarn store just like us.
Yeah. They're out there in not Whitby, but
Bainbridge.
Bainbridge.
They were in Bainbridge. They're
across,
not anymore.
Across
You know,
from
they
Whitby. I know
closed.
they closed.
Yeah.
They closed 5 years ago or so.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Mhm.
But I remember remember we went to the Yarn Market News?
Yes.
So I had been at the one the year before at Portland, and the gal who owned Church Mouse was
Mhm.
there, and they were talking about stuff that kind of tips the needle, right?
Mhm.
And she was saying that they'd always designed patterns. I mean, we did that for a long time before there was Ravelry. We were ginning up a pattern.
Right.
You know, what am I
Mhm.
going to make with this? We'll just put together a little pattern for it. And she said that she was doing that, and then she decided she would have Jared Flood do the photography and print 1,000 copies rather than the 20 copies that she'd been
Mhm.
printing for in-store use. So now they're, pattern designers,
Mhm.
and I think they have cute stuff. So anyway, this is a fun, easy sweater. It's worked with brushed fleece. You can knit this in 2 weeks. So super fun. Rita, of course, can knit it
In 2 days.
2 days, right?
Yeah.
It'll take her 2 days. So it has some fun little details, right? So it's got a 3-needle bind off for the shoulder. I learned a new kind of short row technique on this. It's called a clip and turn. It's not a German short row, but it's kind of similar. So that was interesting. Have you ever done that?
I don't think so.
They call it a Japanese short row sometimes,
Okay.
but
No.
it's not really. I don't think it was really Japanese. I don't know. But clip and turn, so you put a clip on the needle, on the yarn, and then pull it up.
Oh.
But it
Okay.
also has this, see this, the cuff? Can you see this cuff? I'm going to turn this on so you can maybe see. Can you see this? See how the cuff kind of angles down? You do that with short rows. So that's that
Yes.
that whole
Okay.
kind of thing that I
Mhm.
like,
Yep.
with a little bit of little
Mhm.
something extra. So yeah. So I've been kind of on this kick. And then of course Shelley Anderson.
Yeah.
You were saying that you kind of are a Shelley Anderson
Yeah.
fan too.
Yeah, because I've made that long vest. That was Shibui.
Yes.
The gray one.
Yes.
Right. And I think she also was the designer for. I am so bad when it comes to remembering names of
Kona
things.
was the one, wasn't it? The long vest.
Kona was the long vest. I'm trying to think of what the blue top.
Oh, Lucia.
Lucia.
I don't know how.
Lucia,
Lucia, how do you pronounce two
Lucia?
One C. Okay.
Lucia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lucia.
Lucia.
Okay. Please give the pattern for the sweater, Ellen, and the yarn. Okay. The pattern is called the Slouchy Pullover. The Slouchy Pullover. It's by Church Mouse Designs. It is on Ravelry. I think it runs $8 or $9. And there are 2 versions of it. So there's a long and a short version, and there's a version using 4 strands of kid silk case or 1 strand of brushed fleece. And this one is 1 strand of brushed fleece. I made the second size. And it took 6 skeins of brushed fleece. And I made the long one. I made the long version and the second size. So that was that. Is that what you wanted to know, Betty? Yeah, this is a super, and they have new colors of brush fleece coming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
really pretty. Remember?
Yeah.
You were here when
I was here.
Michael
I was here when he was going. Yeah. I want to see all the colors of the kid silk case.
Right. Tell everybody about that.
Well, they've like doubled the number of colors.
72.
Yes, 72. Which is if you happen to have been in the shop, you see this kind of brown thing over there with a bunch of cubbies in it. Because we need some place to put all of those colors of Kid Silk so you can see them all at once.
I am so jazzed about that.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to those coming in, just to go stick them all in the cubbies and sort of go.
I know, it's like having a whole set of something. I like to have all the colors. It's like all your 64 crayons in the box.
Yeah,
all beautiful like that.
And look at them all at once.
Right, exactly.
Overdose on the color. Right.
Because just the right color.
Mm-hmm.
Kids Okays to me, I think I'm gonna do a podcast, an ode to Kids Okays, right? it's like butter. You know, you don't necessarily eat a whole bite of it by itself, but you put it on something or in things.
Yeah,
it's just amazing.
I actually had somebody in here the other day who was looking at, when you did the sweater with the Santa Cruz and the Kid Silk Magnolia. She was looking at the Santa Cruz, and then she reached up to the sweater that you had made, and she said, "How come this is so much softer?" It's like, because it has the Kid Silk in it.
Yes. All right, and will I model my new sweater? I suppose, even though it's 80 degrees.
And there's 80 degrees. Well, it's only 80 instead of 106, right?
This is true. This is true. It's very cozy. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'll have to go to behind it.
Go stand behind the couch.
Can you see this? Yeah. Can you see it?
You got to get down. Yeah.
I'll have to wear this next time, but it's super cute. It's very cozy, and yeah, I love it. I love it, and I love that it was so fast. So fast. There's something very satisfying about fast things. Yeah. So, all right. So, what are you guys working on? Anything on your needles that you want to share? I'd be happy to hear. Tell us in the chat real quick what you've got, what you're working on. I'm going to do a couple rows of this. This is definitely this Asaginu by Noro. This is definitely a product knit.
Okay.
You know, a product knit versus a process knit. Ooh, and Smoot is knitting contentment. That is a great sweater.
Yes.
That's a beautiful sweater. Yeah, I love mine. I can't wait to wear it. Socks. Pressed flowers sample. Ooh, nice. Is that a test knit for you, Meredith? You baby blanket.
Yes.
I'm telling you that I will not finish Elan anytime soon. Why not, Rita? You were separating for your sleeves, right? You're separating for the front and back. Granny squares. Okay, cool. Noro high-low pullover. Oh, good for you, Jal. I love that. And it's silk garden. That's going to be beautiful. So nice. Lots of good stuff going on. Colleen is working on Elan. Yay. How are you liking that? Elan, once you finish, lots more stockinette. Yes, we like stockinette. Ooh, the swerve shawl. Betty, did you ever get your question answered about that swerve shawl? Let's see. Vila Shell. Oh my goodness. You guys are so good. I love hearing this. So that's awesome. Karen, Rowan Harbor. Okay. That's in the Denim Revive, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes. Is that one of them in that little book?
Yes. Yeah. Denim Revive is a beautiful yarn. Are you liking knitting with that, Karen? I think that is just a beautiful yarn, and it washes so nicely. You know, I need to do something in that. Well, this has been fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for asking me.
Yeah, it's always good. Patty, easy peasy summer tea. Okay, cute. I'll have to look that up. I'd love to hear what people are knitting. Is anybody knitting, well, let's see, in the Elan, I guess Ellen is not on, Ellen Orr is not on. I'm trying to think who else is doing Elan. Terry is. Yeah. Now fun thanks to yes, blocking. So blocking it. So we've been did you watch the podcast when Shelley Anderson was on?
No, I didn't have a chance.
She talks about blocking it as you go. So you can see here, this was on
Okay,
the
yeah, you
needles.
said you had blocked part of it,
Right. And then this I
Mhm.
haven't.
Okay.
So much different,
Mm.
right? It's so different. Here, I'll show on. I'm going to turn this camera on. Here we go. Here. So this is the fabric of the Elan, and you can see this part at the bottom I've blocked, and then this next section I haven't, and it looks completely different and feels completely different. So this is going to get several hard steam blocks before it gets warm, and that's just good. Does the Kid Silk Haze have a hot pink in the new colors?
Oh, yeah.
You betcha.
I think there are a number of pinks in there.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So
Nice pinks.
Mhm.
They've always had a pink in there, kind of a magenta color called Candy Girl.
Yeah.
Remember that
Uh-huh.
one?
Mhm.
And I think they've maybe brought back some colors. God bless you from Yonkers, New York. Oh, thank you. Oh, sweet. It's so nice to have you join us. So, all right. So that we are out of time.
We're out of time?
But, oh my goodness, it's always so fun to be with you.
Mhm.
So we have lots. I'm going to try to find some pictures of us. There are so many pictures of us. There are pictures. I always snap a picture when Ginny and I show up wearing the exact same thing, which happens all the time.
because we do, we do have the same thing.
Yeah.
Different colors.
Right.
But it's really kind of weird that when we walk in and we're both wearing the same sweater. It's like,
Yeah.
and there was no communication.
No, there was
So
no
it just
communication.
kind of happens.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I have this picture I'm going to show real quick that I thought was super fun
Mhm.
from the shop one day. Let's see, where are we? There. Okay. Look at this. Let me show this. This cracks me up. There's me and Ginny. No communication, but there we are. Two different sweaters. That's your up and down.
Right. Right.
Is that so funny?
Right.
Oh my God, this is crazy. All right, so I really am going now. Thank you so much. It's a great time to be with you. It's great to be with you. And
Thank
I
you.
will see you. We have our team meeting
Friday morning. Friday
Yep.
morning.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Thank you guys.
See you guys.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
All right. Good night.
Bye-bye.